Okay, guys, so we're gonna go over our recap, our trades for today. Today we traded one stock, LGHL. Let's see, we're up 147 bucks trading this one stock. We took a few trades on it. So here is the 5-minute chart. Here we can see that it was trading around 350, and pre-market popped up to 750, pulled back to vwap, and then it made a very nice break here. I wish I would have got in, but I hesitated. I did not get in. 590 would have been your entry for a break of vwap for a move all the way from 590 up to 948. That is ridiculous. Huge move. So on these kind of moves, your first target after you make this candle to make a new high and the break of vwap. So that's one thing we need to take note of. vwap breaks is what's strong right now. So that was strong today. So we might see that again in the next few days. It's something to keep an eye on. Okay, so 590 was the entrance. Your first target is this high, 750. So from 590 up to 750, it definitely broke through that level up to 950. So, and after that, it pulled back, and then it had another candle to make a new high. It was a false break. Whenever these false breaks happen, usually we get a strong dip, strong flush, and that's what happened. We got a flush all the way down to 775, which is VWAP. It bounced support there, and then it just bounced up. So we'll jump into the 1-minute chart so we can break down the actual trade. Okay, so here we can see that obviously it made a move from $3 all the way up to 950. Okay, so the entry that we took was right here. Our first entry was right under 850. Right under 850. I believe this was a dip buy. Let's see. Yeah. So we jumped in here right under 850 and then sold up here on 875. So I believe this was a dip buy. We can't see it very clearly because it's a 1-minute chart. We would have to have like a 10-second chart so we can see the actual trade, but most likely this stock, this price action went down, it dipped, and on the bounce up, I jumped in also for a setup of the $half break of 850, which is the $half. So bought in there and sold up here on 870. Nice little profit there. The next trade was on this pop. It hit a high of 948. It was very extended, and this was a very risky trade. I almost went red on it again. I was able to salvage the trade, but it was not as clean as I had wanted it to be. But anyways, it hit a high of 948. It pulled back, and I bought down here around 920. The reason I bought at 920 because whenever it came down to this level, I saw a big bid support around 820, and no, sorry, 920. So I was like, okay, well, this is support. It's gonna bounce from here, and it did bounce, but not as much as I wanted it to. It hit 820, 920, and then it popped up to around 935. Did not try to sell. It might have hit up to 940, something like that, but it failed right as soon as it hit that, it failed, and it came down pretty hard down to 860. I ended up buying some more down here on 875 because I saw that it had found another support level. So I bought in at 875 and I sold up here on 918, 915. So I was basically break even on that trade. And this trade down here, this entry was the one that saved me from 875 up to 915. So I was green on that trade. Let's see, I believe that was oh no, I had one last trade. So here we can see that during pre-market it failed. Luckily I sold when I did because it continued to go lower, and then it popped back up here to 924. It pulled back to VWAP, this orange dotted line, and it just kind of rode it all the way up to the market open. So the market opened and it resumed. They opened at 820. It squeezed up here up to 893. I'm pretty shocked that it made this much of a move from 820 up to 893, but it did not hold at 893 level, so it immediately came down all the way down to 764, halted for 5 minutes going down. So I knew that that was a pretty exaggerated drop. So of course I like buying those drops. On the resumption, it resumed at 750. So I did not buy right away because from 764 where it had halted and this candle resumed at 750, that's only a 15-cent drop, and that's not. I wanted to see a bigger drop, so I held off on buying, and it dipped to 721. And as I saw that it was kind of curling back up, that's when I jumped in. I jumped in around 725, 726, and sold up here at 750. A nice little 25-cent profit there. And that was just a small little bounce and I sold right away because I knew that that was very risky. I didn't think it was going to come back up to 764 and make a move higher, possibly up to vwap, which is 790, which that would have happened, but not on this candle. Not on this candle. It would have happened on the next one. If it would have opened up around here and make a new candle to make a new high over 760, boom, squeeze back up here up to 787, possibly even, keep going higher, but it didn't. The next candle opened up down here lower, and then actually it opened up here, and then it just failed. So that was out of play. And as you can see here, it's below the VWAP, so it's just straight up weak. It's a weak stock right now, and it's still just kind of stair stepping down. You can see here it popped up, flushed all the way down, popped up a little bit, flushed down, and it's just gonna continue this pattern. All right, guys, so 147 bucks on the day. That's not bad. I'm pretty happy with it. I do need to be careful with my trading. I am kind of trading a little bit recklessly. I was feeling FOMO because I missed this whole move and I ended up getting way up here. So I have to be careful, time my entries very exact. This could have been a bigger day, bigger green day, if I would have timed this a little bit better. If I wouldn't have got in at this support level, which it happens. There's times that you find support, you get in, and it just bounces and it continues to go higher. So it's just one of those things that for some reason this time it didn't work. So I'm not gonna beat myself up too much on that entry, but I do have to be careful and time my entries better. Be patient and look at this as a marathon. It's not a sprint. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.